What's up, nation? Appreciate you all, man. Thank you all for being part of this thing. Thank you guys for being with me. Yes, we always live like 95. We always getting things going in the right directions. We always got the things as far as the mindset, the temperament of this team. My thoughts on everything as it relates to my boy, Amari Cooper. Why his attitude? The attitude sets the altitude. We already know about those saying think positive. Positive things will come back to you in multiple returns. You look, you get one seed of corn, you plant it, and then you get 100 kernels. You see them send 7 ears, stalks of ears. So you get a lot of things with just being positive and just doing positive things. My thing is, the reason why I like, and I'm going to say I like Amari Cooper attitude towards this team and towards everything, is because of the positive mindset. Look, we had diva receivers before. We had me receivers before. We had receivers to say, hey, I'm not going to move until I get that paper, till I get that chinchetta. But Amari Cooper is sitting there like, man, I don't need a lot of catches. I don't need a tons of an attention. Now, now, Elliot, he says 15 million a year for Cooper. No, when you look up the market value, his market value is right at 16 and a half. So I don't think the market never goes back unless something drastic happens. And this guy's willing to play without any guarantees and stuff like that during OTAs and during training camps and things like that. So Amari Cooper's attitude is everything. And my thing is, the reason why I like to bring this up, morning to you, all you guys, Captain America, and all you guys that's in the chat box. The reason why this is so important, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to say it again. The reason why this is so important, because this thing can be contagious. It can be flat out contagious. Because not only do we have Amari Cooper that acts the way that he acts, we got Randall Cobb. We got Randall Cobb. Same personality, almost same temperament. And then if you can think about this, hopefully this stuff can be contagious in a sense where it goes over and move over and slide over and gets over and push over and fall right into the places of the Michael Gallup. And then now if you have Michael Gallup back in that way, and everybody are like many Amari Coopers, right? With that same type of mentality of like, hey, team, the team, the team, the team. And then on top of that, being able to say to themselves, hey, we just want to win. We just want to play and win. We just want to play and win. We just want to play and win. This can be so beneficial to us, so much beneficial to us. And that's how I'm looking at it, Cowboys. Far as the other rookies on this team, like the Tony Pollards of the world and beyond, man, I don't know how LVE is going to act during those times when it goes down to the contract negotiations, but I'm thinking the LVE is bringing and looking into what Jalen Smith is doing. We got a whole bunch of people that's on this team that's not out here demanding. And did we hear one word from Byron Jones yet? Tell you, this team is locked, loaded. We ready. I love the attitude aspect of it. I love what we can do during this offseason of everybody sticking out of the news. I'm going to knock on some wood as it relates to contract negotiation talk. Now, I do know we have to go over and start talking about Rain Dakota Prescott, Dak Prescott, the one that everybody say he can't hit water if he fell off the boat, especially Law 2.0, right? But this is the thing. I hope our offense is not predictable via Cole Beasley / Dez. This is Elliot Moore. Look, before I get into that's why I like to go live so I can read you guys' comment. Before I go, Elliot, into talking about Dak Prescott, $34 million, before I start talking about that, this is the thing. Will this offense be similar to last year? I would say yes. It will be similar. But this is the caveat. The plays are going to be in the same formation, but pre-snap before the plays, there's going to be a lot of motion. There's going to be some more disguise, more smoke. Smoke and mirrors, as they say. And I think that what Kellen Moore brings to the table is Disguises, yeah, yes, Michael White. Yeah, so we're gonna bring in that type of nuance to this team, and a lot of times football always been football. 11 versus 11. There's nobody recreating the wheel. There's nobody just going to go out there and say, okay, we're gonna punt on third down. We're gonna punt on third downs. You know, there's no. The football always been football. 11 versus 11. Zone versus press versus man versus man, that type of stuff, it never changes. And of course, you know, back in the olden days, as they say, they brought out and they introduced a 3-4 defense. They introduced different variations of defense and stuff like that. But it's still 11 versus 11. You still got 11. Your 11 versus my 11. What's up, Marcelo? Appreciate you, man. So my thing is, how can you exploit teams against their weaknesses and things like that? That comes from studying. That's come from knowing your opposition as well. And that's also knowing your strong suit. Now going back to what I was talking about with the Dallas Cowboys, and what Kellen Moore is going to be able to do is identify our strengths and not being such an egotistical guy and saying, okay, this is what I did back in the 80s, or this is what I did back in the 70s, or this is what we did back in the 60s. No, Kellen Moore is going to bring in some fresh ideals and say to this team, okay, this 11 personnel will work against this particular zone defense or this particular alignment and assignment. So that's what Kellen Moore is going to do. He's not going to hold grudges about Amari Cooper turning his lips up at him and talking about, hey, I was open if we run this dig route, or if we run a slow go in this seat. He's not going to be able to say to, I guess, Rico, said, no, I don't want to run you from the inline block route vertically up the field. He's not going to hold those grudges. I think, in my small mind, that Scott Linehan, and this is just my gumption or assumption or opinion, is that Scott Linehan held grudges. What's up, James? What's up, man? Isaiah? Yes, Isaiah, you put it right on the head. I got the film already chopped up. It's ready to go. It's going to be Tyron Crawford. I'm talking about on the film is that I'm talking about how he's able to get those multiple sacks based upon the defense on the outer edges, the coverage, the safeties, and also the cornerback. So yeah, look, stay tuned for that film to be out today. Yes. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about also Cowboy Nation. We like I said, I'm gonna go back to the thoughts of this right here. Amari Cooper's, I'm gonna say again, Amari Cooper's personality, his attitude. Your attitude sets the altitude. It's the best for this team. I think it's long term for this team. I think that finally we got us a staple piece that we can put in on this team to say to everybody, hey, we solid at wide receivers. We solid. Matter of fact, we're fighting for the 5th and the 6th position at wide receiver. Running backs, I love everything about Ezekiel Elliott, minus the off the field situation. I just wish Ezekiel Elliott had my father or somebody else that could just teach him what to do off the field, how to handle yourself out there as it relates to talking to women and being out there in the field of life. No shade towards Stacey Elliott, his dad. But I just wish that he had somebody that could just hold him a little bit more accountable. A little more accountable. But outside of that, there's nobody else on this team that we can look at and say, we wish that their attitude was a little bit better. We wish that they had a little bit better, why you want to use the word, decisions. That's a star player. Because I know people are going to look at, okay, Rico, you know. But Rico, looking at his situation, the reason why the NFL suspended him, that stuff happened last year. that stuff happened last year. Corey David, what's up, man? Appreciate you, Michael David, as well. Who else we have here, man? John, what's good? Born the game. Shout out to you. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. So, On this beautiful day, on this wonderful morning. I hope you guys got your coffee. I got mines. And we're going to do that film, Tyrone Crawford. I'm going to show you guys all of the things that you guys probably didn't see from the broadcasting view. And hopefully we can get a better picture. Now, my thing is, are we better than what we were last year as it relates to the defensive front? Yes. And let me just tie this in. Look at this. We just witnessed the Toronto basketball team win the championship. How did they win the championship, Law? Were they flat out better than the Golden State? I would say no. They won because they had better depths. When you have depths, or when you have better history of injuries and not showing up in injuries and stuff like that, if you have a better history of health, I meant to say, then your team can find ways to win. See, if the Golden State had more depths, then one can argue maybe they won one of those crucial games. So depth is everything. Now that we have more depths as it relates to wide receivers, we have more depths as it relates to the defensive front. We're looking a whole lot better than what we were before, Cowboy Nation. So that's all I'm saying is that now that you have depths, you have the ability to change things, and everything else can work out to his favor. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Yes, Curtis, thank you for tuning in. He says, good morning. Sheila, I know you got your coffee. Go to State. Randy said, go to State gets no excuse. Years of trash talking. Their branch. They bench and they couldn't do it without Durant. Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't do it without him. Their depth. But I feel what you're saying, though. Golden State, yeah, it's a no excuse league. It's no excuse for Golden State. Y'all like my Lakers? My Lakers looking pretty good next year. So if Kawhi go to the Lakers and they got AD and then they got also they slide in LeBron James, right? And I couldn't stand LeBron James. Still can't stand LeBron James. But he on my Lakers now. I just meant to say that the bench was so good they didn't need a Durant. Oh. Yeah, they got, it's a weird process. Right, they got a high marquee guy, Durant, meaning that they got rid of their depth purposes. And then now all of a sudden Durant goes down. You have nobody to come in to fill in that gap. They're playing with sparing parts. Could they won a championship with Clay, Steph Curry, and maybe another road guy? If Clay would have stayed healthy, I don't know. He was knocking a hole off of that shot towards the end. He should have went for the layup instead of trying to yam it on him. That's a story of a different day. My thing is, Cowboy Nation, flipping back over to football, is that all we got to do is still continue to grow this thing. And let's look at it before I go. Let's look at it from this part of it. Depths. Front four, we got that there, right? Cornerbacks, we got that there. Hell, we got so much depth that it's hard to find Jordan Lewis a spot on the field, right? Anybody can disagree with that? And then on top of that, if you really look at it from here, safeties. We brought in a Georgia local. I like the Donovan Wilson kid. That's depths. And let's go back to running back. Behind Ezekiel, you got Tony Pollard. You got the Mike Weber. You got Jamez Olawale. Depths. Tight end. After old reliable, you got Jarwin, Schultz. And then you have Rico. Depths. Wide receivers. After Cooper, Cobb, Gallup, you still got Cedric. You still got Noah Brown that's on this team. John Vea Johnson. You got Guyton. Those guys. And did I miss out somebody? Lance Lenore. You got just not none of these guys is nobody you can just say, oh, they're going to be world class. But I like the fact that we got Amari Cooper. Then you got the young Gallup, and then you have Cobb. So. And then after Cobb, you still got Tavon Austin, as Jerry Jones called him Tavion. So we got depths. only spot that we don't have depths in is it's not a proven commodity. We'll be the backup quarterback. And if we don't want that to come bite us in the, you know what? I have all my chips and my money on Mike White. So hopefully Mike White can step this thing up, Cowboy Nation. That's what I'm leaning on and hoping on. I want Dak Prescott and Mike White. We'll see, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's roll. Brian B, what's up? Mike White hasn't been looking good. Yeah. But I still got hope for Mike White, baby. Randy, I still got hope for him, man. Sheila Neal, appreciate you. Thank you. Love you. Let's continue to grow, baby. And remember again, you guys are listening. We out. Peace.